website actually cost? It's a great question. It might seem a simple question, but there's actually a lot of factors involved. So I'm going to break it down in this video. And by the end of this, you're going to know the difference between a £500 website and a £5,000 website. So before we get into it, I'm just going to explain who this video is for. If you've got a new website, or you've got a small website, you're moving to a bigger website, if you've got your own personal project, or if you're a small to medium or even large business, this is the perfect video for you. It's not touching on e-commerce. So if this is a website with transactional, like you're selling widgets online, this isn't the video for you. And it's not going to include additional services like digital marketing or social media. Now, it's very easy to do a video with this and not talk pricing and just say, well, it depends what features you want. How long is a piece of string? So although this may age this video somewhat, I'm actually going to give you price brackets for each different section. And there's 3 key types of websites for you to look at. So let's get into it. Before we go into the detail, I'm probably going to have to do an explanation of some terminology. Our industry is full of technical jargon. I pride myself on trying to remove that as much as possible. But here's 3 words you need to get your head around. Content management system, often referred to as CMS. In simple terms, that's the software behind your website, or the admin panel, that allows you, the owner or the user, to update the website. So if you need text changes, image changes, you can go into the back end and update that website. I'd say pretty much all websites these days have a content management system. The next one is responsive design. And that simply means that your website for your customers should auto adjust its size depending on whatever screen it is. So whether it's a mobile phone, a tablet, or a desktop, it should auto adjust its size to make navigation a lot easier. So that's responsive design. And the third one is SEO. It stands for search engine optimization. It's very complex subject matter, but in its rawest format, what it simply means is doing stuff to your website to make it successful in search engines like Bing and Google. There's lots involved. It can be technical changes to the website to make it go faster. It could be links coming into your website. It could be stylistic changes, or it could be generating targeted content for your users. There's lots to it, but essentially what it means is making a website as successful as possible in the search engines. So there we go. It's a quick introduction. My name's Richard. I work for, if you couldn't guess it, with our product placement, Kontrolit. We are a web agency based in South Somerset in the UK. We specialise in website design, development. We run our own content management system as well, which I mentioned before. And we have a digital marketing department that does all of that fancy stuff to make a website successful. Now, at time of recording, we've been in business for well over 25 years, and I can't think of a single customer who's ever come to us and not wanted to know eventually how expensive their website's going to be. So let me just break this down for you. Here we go. There are 3 different types of categories you can get. A DIY website, as the name would suggest, you're building it yourself, very cheap, very quick to set up. A basic website, this is where you would probably deal with a small web company, so you don't need to learn about new software or anything technical, and they will do it for you. Or a professional website, this is where you would go to a larger web agency like Kontrolit, and they will probably give you a better all-round solution, and there's lots more things involved to get the functionality, design, and all the stuff that goes in the website better off. So let's break this down into a little bit more detail. Let's start with DIY. So as a price bracket, DIY websites, they're never actually free, despite what you may hear, start around a few £100s up to more than likely £1,000. Sometimes it could creep up into about £1,500, but it's normally around about £300 to £1,000. You're paying for your domain name, some basic hosting, and often the templates that you need to have. And templates is a good place to start. 99% of the time, you are stuck in a template. So it's ideal for personal projects or people that are just starting out, that just need a web presence and don't want to do much further. Some of the advantages of this is you're in full control. You can upload it, you can have it done within a couple of days. It's pretty good. There's no ongoing costs. But the disadvantage is you're going to have to spend a long time getting your head around it. There's lots of stuff to get your head around. It can be complicated, and of course, if it's a business project, time is money, as they say, as cheesy as that is. You are stuck in a template, and you do lack scalability. However, the software that you use are pretty good to use. You'll be using Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, software like this, and they are quite easy to use. They're drag and drop. So as much as you've got some skills to learn, they do really make it easy for you as well. So there we go, £300 for £1,000, and the running cost is probably a few £100s per year. Next one is Basic. So Basic, you're probably now dealing with a web company, a one-person band, a web developer or a web designer, an individual person. Sometimes they're still using those content management systems I mentioned. I know web companies around this local area that specialize in Wix. That's fine. So again, it's going to be template. You don't have to learn it. They're going to be doing it yourself. But you're more than likely going to then go up to the next level and use a very common content management system like WordPress. So you're going to get a more professional design. Probably 80% of the time going to still be stuck in a template. I would say if your business is rapidly evolving, just be careful of that, because often you can't make it e-commerce, or you can't add major features to it. So sometimes you have to sort of smash it down and rebuild it. So there is a disadvantage there. But you're going to have a lot more reliable performance. You may get a little bit of SEO treatment on there. It all depends on the size of the company you're dealing with and their expertise, and you're more likely going to get a responsive website. But some of the cons, some of the negatives are, as I said, template driven. You may not have a support package. If you have WordPress, you really need to keep it updated. You need some form of maintenance package. As soon as a new update comes, you need to update it, even from a security point of view. Again, you've got limited scalability, and the running cost, by the way, for this is probably about £500. And then on the third section, which is the final one, is a professional website. So you get a better design and you get more functionality because you get more highly skilled staff working on that. You often just get a project management. So they will break down the tasks of building a website into micro stages, and they may even have specialist expertise looking at all the other areas. I know for Kontrolit, we spend a long time looking at competitor analysis, creating customer personas for you, and keyword research. Now, one of the major advantages of getting a professional website is it's a website that your customers want. So it's too easy to fall into the trap with a DIY and a basic website to end up building a website which you think looks good. And although looks are important, they're not the critical areas of a website. It's often the content inside and the usability of the website. With a professional website, you'll get it built for your customers. Are they B2B? Are they B2C? Are they older, younger, male, female? Whatever they are, how you build the website makes a difference. How it works makes a difference. The content that goes inside the website makes a difference, and certainly how you market it makes a big difference as well. So you'll get a more professional service. You'll get more in line with your business goals. The downside are that it's going to cost you some more money. And for pricing, by the way, we're looking at about £3,000 up to £6,000 to £7,000 on a high end. Okay, it could be £10,000, £15,000, but that's a little bit more advanced. That's often plugging into third parties and APIs and all that sort of stuff. But it's around about £3,000 to £5,000, £6,000, £7,000, depending on your unique requirements. So it's costly, more upfront. Time frames are longer as well. It's about 6 to 8 weeks to do a small to medium sized website. And the final thing I would say on this is trust. You've got to trust the company that is going to do it. You've got to trust they understand your customers and your industry and know what they're doing. And my advice is just make sure, if they're giving you additional services, make sure they've got the skilled staff in there that have done that. Have a look at their showcase. Have a look at websites they've done before. It's very easy to get wowed by fancy designs. But if you see another customer in your industry, phone them up, have a chat with them, see how well it did. So that's a summary. Depending if you've got a DIY, basic, or a professional, make sure these are in line with your own personal goals. And I hope you found that helpful. We'll see you again soon.